My name is Olivia, and if there's one thing I've learned in this life, it's that the weight of what if can crush you more than any failure ever could. I used to believe I had all the time in the world, time to pursue my passions, time to love without reservation, time to embrace the experiences that made my heart race with excitement. But the harsh reality is, I spent most of my days watching from the sidelines, observing others live their lives to the fullest while I convinced myself that someday was a solid plan. Spoiler alert, it never was. I was 25 when I first felt the undeniable pull of my true calling. I wanted to write. Oh, how I yearned to put pen to paper and create worlds with my words. I'd scribble in my journal late at night, pouring out my thoughts and dreams onto the pages. My closest friends would tell me my words had the power to move them to tears. But whenever someone suggested I submit my work or share it publicly, I'd freeze. What if my writing wasn't good enough? What if I faced rejection after rejection? What if people mocked my efforts? So instead of taking that leap of faith, I chose the safe path. I waited, and with each passing year, that dream of becoming a writer began to feel more and more distant, like watching someone else live the life I was too afraid to claim as my own. Then I met Alex. He was passionate, creative, and encouraging in ways I had never experienced before. We crossed paths at a local bookstore during a poetry reading on a crisp autumn evening. There was something about the way he looked at me. It felt like he could see straight through to my soul, recognizing all the potential I had buried deep inside. We spent countless hours discussing our aspirations, about leaving our mundane jobs, about starting fresh in a new city. He asked me to join him on this adventure, to take a chance on both love and our dreams. But fear held me back, whispering doubts into my ear. What if it didn't work out? What if I wasn't cut out for the writing life? What if I lost everything I knew for a pipe dream? So I let him go. I watched as he packed up his life and moved to New York, chasing his own dreams of becoming a playwright. I told myself it was for the best, that I was being practical and responsible. But deep down, I knew I was letting fear dictate my choices. Years passed, and I found myself trapped in a life that felt increasingly suffocating. I had a stable job, a comfortable apartment, and a routine that never wavered. But every time I saw a new book release or read about an author's success story, I felt a pang of regret so sharp it took my breath away. I started to notice the little moments of what if piling up around me. What if I had submitted that short story to that literary magazine? What if I had attended that writing workshop? What if I had taken that leap of faith with Alex and moved to New York? The weight of these missed opportunities began to crush me, far more than any rejection letter or critical review ever could have. I realized that the fear of failure had led me to the ultimate failure, the failure to even try. It was on my 35th birthday that I finally reached my breaking point. I sat alone in my apartment, surrounded by half-empty takeout containers and unfinished manuscripts. I looked at the life I had built, safe, predictable, and utterly devoid of passion. And I knew I couldn't continue like this. That night, I made a promise to myself. No more what-ifs. No more letting fear hold me back. I was going to pursue my dreams with everything I had, regardless of the outcome. The next morning, I woke up with a sense of purpose I hadn't felt in years. I submitted my resignation letter at work, signed up for a series of writing workshops, and began researching literary agents. It was terrifying and exhilarating all at once. I reached out to old friends, including those who had encouraged my writing years ago. Their support was overwhelming. And I realized how much I had missed having people believe in me, and how much I had missed believing in myself. As I immersed myself in the writing world, I discovered a community of like-minded individuals who understood the passion that drove me. I attended writing groups, participated in online forums, and even started a blog to share my journey. Slowly but surely, I began to find my voice as a writer. There were setbacks, of course. Rejection letters piled up, and there were days when the words wouldn't come. But each obstacle only strengthened my resolve. I was no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure. Instead, I saw each setback as a stepping stone toward my goals. It wasn't until a year into my journey that I received an email that changed everything. A small publishing house was interested in my manuscript, a collection of short stories I had poured my heart and soul into. The day I held my published book in my hands for the first time, I felt a sense of accomplishment that no safe job could ever provide. As my writing career began to take off, I couldn't help but think about Alex and the path not taken. Out of curiosity, I looked him up online and discovered he had indeed become a successful playwright in New York. Part of me wondered what might have been if I had gone with him all those years ago. But I realized that dwelling on that particular what-if wasn't productive. Instead, I chose to focus on the present and the future I was creating for myself. I may have started my journey later than I would have liked, but I was finally living the life I had always dreamed of. Now, as I sit here writing this, I want to share the most important lesson I've learned. The weight of what if is far heavier than the weight of trying and failing. Regret has the power to paralyze us, to keep us trapped in lives that don't fulfill us. But taking that leap, facing our fears head on, that's where true growth and happiness lie. So to anyone out there who's holding back, who's letting fear dictate their choices, I urge you, don't wait. Don't let the what-ifs pile up until they become too heavy to bear. Embrace your passions, take risks, and live the life that sets your soul on fire. Because at the end of the day, it's not the failures that will haunt you. It's the chances you never took, the dreams you never pursued, and the life you were too afraid to live. Don't let regret be the author of your story. Pick up the pen and write your own adventure. Remember, time is precious and fleeting. Don't spend it watching from the sidelines. Step onto the stage of your own life and give the performance you were born to give. The world is waiting for your unique voice, your singular vision. Don't keep it waiting any longer. Your dreams are calling. Will you answer?